Hey guys, thanks for joining. This week we are talking about something that I know we can all use, and I know this is going to be one of those videos that you can just watch over and over again if you're ever needing a little dose of confidence in your life. So this week we're going to dive into self-confidence, and more specifically I'm going to give you 5 tips that you can start implementing in your life to increase your own self-confidence. And if you haven't already, don't forget to hit the subscribe button below so you can be informed when I upload my latest videos. So let's get right into this week's video. So the first thing towards having more self-confidence is self-care. And this can mean a lot of different things. You know, everything from getting your nails done, getting your hair cut regularly, wearing the clothes that make you feel the most confident. So for some women, maybe wearing heels makes you feel confident. For others, maybe just a cool pair of flare jeans and a great t-shirt. That's where you feel the most confident in yourself. For a guy, sometimes wearing just a baseball hat and a cool t-shirt is something that makes you feel really confident, or wearing a really nice suit makes you feel a little bit better about yourself, and you have more self-esteem in yourself. So anything from like I said, getting your hair done, getting your nails done, going to the gym is great self-care. After we're done, our energy level has increased. We feel great about ourselves. And also the payoff is our bodies start looking great. And the minute we start seeing those results, we start going to the gym a little bit more. Something that's really simple that I know increases anyone's self-confidence and their energy level is standing up straight. And this is something that I struggled with for years because I always slouched over, and I think it's because I'm a woman, and at times people would look in certain areas and I would feel a little self-conscious. But the minute you kind of put your shoulders back and you sit up straight, or you walk and you're just standing up straight, you have more confidence in yourself. Your energy is a little bit lighter and more positive. Whereas when we're slouched over and we're walking, we tend to just kind of not have as much confidence in ourselves. So definitely putting your shoulders back, standing with a little bit more presence. This isn't about arrogance or cockiness. This is about just self-loving. Just standing straight, even when you're about to approach someone, either in a restaurant or a bar, gives you a level of self-confidence that you wouldn't have had you had been, kind of slouched over. So definitely stand up straight to help increase your self-confidence. The next is make a list about you. Now, if you've seen any of my videos, and when I've been talking about dating or just trying to attract a great partner into your life or meet a great person, one of the things that I always recommend is make a list of what you're looking for. It helps you to get really clear as to the things that are important to you and the things that you would want in a partner. And I have my clients get very specific. I mean, sometimes we're talking a couple pages long of just everything that they would want in a partner. And it really helps them get excited and hopeful, and it helps them really get clear as to what they're looking for. Now, this is something that I want you to do for yourself. You make that Stephanie list or Bob list or whatever, and you list all the things that make you an amazing human being, all the things that you really love about yourself. So if you're a person that is very nurturing, and that's something that you just love about yourself, that goes on the list. And as you start going down the list on everything that you love about yourself, really be in that moment of appreciating who you are. Maybe even in this list, you write down all the things physically that you love about yourself, like you love your arms, or you have, great legs, or anything. You have a flat stomach, whatever it is that you love about yourself. The next thing is surround yourself with people that love you unconditionally, that are going to lift you up when you fall. And this is so important because we're human and we're going to fall. We're going to have moments of self-doubt, and we're going to have times where we're going to forget who we are and all the great qualities that we have within ourselves. And these people are in your life to help you remind yourself of all of that. It's not their job to fix you or to constantly be that person in your life, but they're there to help you along the way. They help you to give you that little boost of self-confidence that you need, so you can then run with it and take over the show and say, okay, I remember who I am now and I got this. And go back to that list and reread it. And, maybe that's what you need to do, is have someone remind you of everything that you've done that makes you an accomplished, amazing, smart, talented person, and then go back to that list and really sit with that list and read it and be in the moment of each of those things that allows you to be the person that you are. The next thing is learn how to unconditionally love yourself. This is where you embrace everything about yourself. This is where you embrace all the stuff that even you don't love. You know, we can be so self-critical at times, and we can have such negative self-talk. You know, when we're looking in the mirror at ourselves, or we're trying on clothes, or we're doing anything, just all of that negative talk that comes forward. We can be so hard on ourselves. This is where you have to embrace everything. So if you have some curves that you don't like, and your stomach's not where you want it to be, or you have the flabby arms, or you know, your hair isn't what you would want it to be, you would want to have really straight, fine hair, and you've got this big hair. The reality is, when we're so hard on ourselves and we're so critical, we're searching for this ideal that doesn't exist. Perfection doesn't exist. Even the people that you see that you think, you know, are so beautiful or have it all, they have insecurities themselves. They have stuff about them that they wish that they could change. So this is about being human and realizing that we're all perfect the way we are, that we should love everything about ourselves, that just because we don't maybe look the way we would want to look or have the things that we would want to have doesn't mean that we're less than. It's about loving yourself and having the confidence in yourself regardless of the things that you don't always love about yourself. The next thing is positive self-talk, and this is absolutely critical in order for you to have healthy self-confidence and self-esteem in yourself. If you don't have positive self-talk, you won't believe in yourself. You won't think you're a good person. Everything that you think and believe is because the story that you're telling yourself in your mind. So one of the things that I always tell clients to do when they're trying to practice having more positive self-talk is start practicing, number one, self-awareness. When you can be aware as to when those negative thoughts are taking over or starting to creep in, you can immediately start shutting them down. And they're not going to be easy to shut down in the beginning, and that's okay. Don't judge yourself for it. But one of the ways that I always teach people to start to be aware when that negative stuff comes in is, how do you feel? When you're having a negative moment and you're just letting that negative self-talk take over, you feel it everywhere. You feel, I know for me, I don't feel good. I feel slouched over, or I just feel my energy level's low. I don't have confidence in myself. I'm not believing in myself. I don't feel hopeful and positive. I don't feel all the things that I want to feel. So if I'm not feeling that and I'm feeling something else, stress or being anxious or anything, just unhappy, there's always a story that I just told myself that allowed me to get to that place. And what is that story? So practicing self-awareness will allow you to stay connected with what you're feeling. So what is going on in your body? One of the things that I tell people to do is set a reminder on your phone throughout the day. So as the day goes on, when that reminder comes on, check in with yourself and really check in. How are you feeling? Are you feeling stressed or irritated or angry or unhappy or anything? And ask yourself, what am I feeling? You'll 100% be able to answer that question. And then ask yourself again, why do I feel that way? And when you start really digging into that, you'll come to the answer. Sometimes it can happen right away and you'll get that answer as soon as you ask the question. And other times it takes a while to get there. But the minute you get there, that's when the self-parenting comes into play. And what I mean by self-parenting is it's basically, the long and the short of it is, it's how you would treat a child. If you were a parent, how would you treat your child? And I learned about self-parenting years ago, but I didn't really get into it and really start practicing it, honestly, until I became a parent. But you don't need to have kids in order for you to self-parent. This is about giving yourself the stuff that you would give someone that you love unconditionally, or someone that's a great person, great friend, mother, father, spouse, anything in your life. How would you treat that person? If that person came to you and they were just feeling low and they had no self-confidence, they didn't believe in themselves, what are the things that you would say to that person to help them through it and help them remember who they are? So now when a negative thought comes in, I immediately go into parenting mode. And I imagine, what would I say to my son if that was something that he was thinking about himself? I would immediately go in and tell him the truth, that that's 100% not true. You're an amazing person, and I would encourage him and love him and give him all the support that he needed and validate everything that he's going through or feeling. Self-parenting is absolutely huge. And this is something that will 1,000% change your entire life when you learn how to do it. It's a huge aspect of self-love, and it's the thing that will allow you to take control over all of that negative stuff that comes in. You know, we can't stop our ego from happening. It's there. It's always going to be with us. It's always going to have these thoughts that come in that want to keep us where we are. It wants to keep us stuck. It wants to keep us living in fear. And all of that negative stuff is what's coming from your ego. But when you get in touch with who you are, your soul, your essence, all of that good stuff that's on that list that you made, that's when you remind yourself, absolutely not. I don't believe any of that negative self-talk that's happening right now, and you're able to change your story. And the more you practice this, the easier it starts to become, and that negative voice gets smaller and smaller. The other thing with positive self-talk and making your list and doing all this stuff is sometimes, you know, people are so low that they struggle with making that list. You know, for me, it actually took me a couple of days to make my list. I had to keep going back to it because it's so easy to look at someone we love and go, boom, 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 this is all the things that make you amazing, and you're giving, and you're this, and you're that. But when it comes to ourselves, sometimes we can struggle. We'll probably have a good 10 to 20 on the list, but after that, it's like, well, what else about me? So it took me a while to get there. But the minute I had that list, I put it somewhere where I always knew what it was. Usually I carried it around with me, and I brought it out anytime I was having a moment where I needed to go back to it, where I needed to give myself that boost in order for me to really believe in myself. The other thing is, you know, listening to positive affirmations, while it's not going to completely change your world, it is something that helps you to come up with new stuff to think about in terms of yourself. So sometimes when we're struggling with that list, listening to affirmations is really helpful. I know at a certain point in my life when my self-confidence has been low at times, listening to affirmations was huge, and it was something that I did right in the morning when I was getting ready, and it was something I did, you know, before I went to bed, and I would just put a headset in and just listen to it. It allowed me to kind of remember who I am, and it helped me to really start loving myself, to remember that I am a good person, and go down that list that I made of all the things that make me an amazing human being. So I hope you guys got some great takeaways from this video. This is definitely something that you can watch over and over again when you're feeling down. You know, just remember, self-confidence is something that we're not going to always have at every moment of our lives, and it's something that takes practice. All of these things take practice, but when you start to put yourself first, when you really start loving yourself, you will know that you're an amazing human being, that you're capable of anything that you want to achieve or anything that you want to have in your life. And really doing these things will help you to get to a really happy and content place in your life where you believe in yourself, you know you're a good person, and you truly, truly love yourself. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, don't forget to leave it in the comment section below, and I will see you next time.